Customer reports oil leak. Yep, we got a double gasket here. Is that warranty? Nope.
This customer blew a tire when he hit a pothole, so he put his spare on and then proceeded to blow that out too. Pretty unlucky.
Customer states, my right front tire's not wearing even. Customer is right.
This customer's car just had their AC compressor replaced. However, now when they lock the car, it starts the engine.
The old 94 Dodge Stealth, customer brought it into another repair shop, had a whole bunch of mechanical work done, could not figure out why this thing wouldn't run at idle, check engine lights on, started looking at this mass airflow sensor here, and if you look down in there, what do you see? Oh, clamp in there. That is probably going to cause a problem. What do you think?
Customer states their car plays the flute whenever it's hot outside. I honestly have no clue on this one, guys. This customer's exhaust fell off and hit the ground, so a buddy of theirs made a new bracket for it, aiming the exhaust straight at the fuel tank, leading to this.
So we've got really nice little red micro, quite clean car. So if you ever want to figure out how to test your horn on a micro, all you do, grab your wheel and give it a good rock, and she comes alive. That's a new one.
Honestly, a smart temporary fix this customer did for their broken door handle. Customer was confused on how his car had failed the state inspection. There were a few other big issues too.
You see this? I was just getting in to do these spark plugs and see this big old bar bolted to the starter. I'm thinking, okay, that's weird. It looks like it's on the positive post, but surely somebody wouldn't leave just a big metal bar live, right? No, they did.
Live as a...
That's now a boost point.
Typical G35, which of course the customer declined any repairs and drove away.
Just your typical Nissan or Infiniti quality.
Well, at least they got a free crowbar with this inspection.
I know what's wrong with it.
Been seeing a lot of counterfeit spark plugs recently, and it seems like this is another one after the customer bought the plugs from an eBay seller. Turns out it had happened with 3 out of the 4 plugs they bought.
Oh yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Straight coolant.
Where's the oil? Where's the oil?
And we're getting there. And there we are. That was definitely a blown head gasket.
Nah, you got the muffler there.
Yeah, nah, bro, that's definitely a brand new car.
Customer states their wheel was jerking when letting off the gas. Turns out one of their wheel bearings was extremely destroyed, as you can see here. Customer states their brakes sound funny. The second picture is what was left of the inner pad. What's even crazier is that it was a 2024 Express van.
So, when you need toilet paper for them off-road adventures, it's always better to keep it behind the lights to keep it warm, and then tuck your glove.
Brand new car with only 6 miles on it needed to have the whole dash pulled out, as during the factory installation someone pinched some of the wiring. This customer declined a ball joint replacement last visit and then came in today with a clunk. Thankfully the cotter pins were installed, but this is what you get for taking it to a shop that could do it cheaper.
Got this Murano in for an alignment.
Surely we'll need more than just an alignment. Look at this. Completely bald as hell.
And bonus.
Not bald, but very bad on even wear.
What you get for buying a gauge from Temu. This customer's headlight switch somehow got stuck on the other side, so they couldn't turn the headlights off. They ended up having to pull the fuse to save their battery. Customer states they've got a bit of a weird electrical issue where whenever they turn left, their screen turns off. Customer couldn't understand why her car suddenly stopped on the freeway. Somehow it still turned over, which is insane.
What the?
He was like, God damn, that's a fail, bro. There's the hole. There's not the hole.
This tire was completely flat, but this bubble apparently still exploded when the mechanic hit it. Customer states, I've got a loud clunking noise coming from underneath the car. These stupid little bling rings somehow blocks the immobilizer ring signal to the key, not allowing them to start the vehicle. Ask any automotive locksmith and they will say how often these bling rings cause the same exact issue. Ah yes, another customer who seems to believe oil changes were just a suggestion. This was from a 2009 Lincoln Navigator.
Hey guy, I know a guy. Tries to weld, you know, he tries to weld at least, you know. He does a quality job. Real bang up job, dude. He'll replace one spot. But for the rest of that chassis, it's completely rotted out. You don't need that. And put a little plate there. I mean, connected to something, you know. You don't need that. That hole, dude. Just put a plate underneath it, guy. The rest ain't even there. You can't see it.
Remember to change your spark plug oil. Just kidding. This is a bad valve cover gasket, allowing oil to leak into the spark plug tubes. But for some reason it seems to have a bunch of grime or dirt also mixed in there too. It's a Jeep thing, you wouldn't get it. Likely just one of the batteries is super low on charge.
No.
Customer didn't do an oil change for an insane 40,000 miles, causing the turbo's oil feed line to clog up, which destroyed the turbo and probably the engine. Customer states, I fixed the rust damage with some spray paint. Yep, looks good as new to me, bud.
Customer reports of a really bad emission smell inside the car. Well, we see something a little bit odd there. If you see there, it looks like it has melted from the inside out. And if we have a little look see at the engine cover, you can see it's got loads of black death on the bottom of that one as well. Brilliant man's wagon. So I'm fairly sure that's leaking. And smoky. Was not expecting this many leaks.
Mechanic noticed his engine was getting a bit noisy, so they decided to look a bit deeper into it. Looks like someone messed up when changing these wiper blades and hit the wipers into the windshield, which cracked it quite badly. Customer was going to trade their sports bike for the smoky BMW Z4 that the owner was saying it was only $600 to replace the piston rings. The customer declined quickly after talking to the mechanic.
Doing pat slap for my neighbor, right? Because he's cool, and he had a bad caliper, so he works overnights. So we had O'Reilly's get us this caliper because they were the only one that could get it to us before he had to leave. Bro. Yeah. So yeah, this is why I don't do side work, because parts are garbage.
This customer declined new tires 2 weeks ago, and now they're back and the tires even worse, but they are only worried about their failing air suspension. This is normal, just that the drain holes in the bottom of the door are a little clogged, allowing the water to build up.
2025 GMC Savannah van. This is a medical examiner. There's no dead people or nothing, so we're safe. It may be haunted, I don't know. Anyway, Look at this old code list. What we got? CAN bus off, lost communication, lost body control, PCM. All right. So you're like, self? Damn, that's gonna be f***ed up. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. Hold on. Okay, so I cleared the codes, right? Here's a code scan. Blah, 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 right? So they're like, yo, make sure you plug the GPS back in. Let's see if it'll do it. Plug the GPS back in. Give it a second. All right, so we plugged the GPS back in, right? Let me unplug it and put my scanner on it. Oh. So in fact, we will not be plugging this back in because it's probably got an internal fault and is taking down the CAN lines. That's a diag.
Customer had some of those quality 2-piece brake pads. One ended up being metal to metal. Sometimes it pays to not cheap out on parts. Thankfully, the customer approved getting the brakes replaced.
Alright guys, so today we have this 2019 Accord here, and came in with the code P2651. So the issue was, at some point somebody did a head gasket on this. They went ahead and replaced it, but unfortunately they did replace it with the wrong one. So this is our issue here. This hole isn't big enough to feed the VTEC solenoid or the spool valve, whatever you want to call it here. And we did get the correct head gasket here, and we've seen this before. So this head gasket is the wrong one once again, and this is the head gasket you need to have. You see the hole there is bigger to feed that spool valve, that solenoid.
Thanks for watching another episode of Mechanical Nightmare. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you have your own crazy clip, you can send it to us on Instagram or using the forms link. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.